All right, last look at Christmas rate. Let's see what's out there. See if we can get you home. Stay tuned right after this. Ah, yes. Good morning. Almost didn't make it. Almost didn't make it. I was that thing fell. So let me fix this real quick and give me a second here. I'm sure the YouTube algorithms will like that. So, anyways, good morning. Hope all is well. It is almost Christmas. It is Christmas Eve today. So, if you got some bank stuff, you want to get that taken care of today. If you've got business stuff to take care of, you need to take care of that today. I myself am will be going to get my DOT physical. So, we're loading up on the coffee for the P test and we shouldn't have any problems. Knock on wood. It's that time of year. I've already got a driver that might possibly sit in because he's already got a receiver that may not unload him until after Christmas. So that's something that will be happening today. You're going to have a lot of load cancellations today. So hopefully you've staged your stuff in correct places. And don't be surprised if you deadhead home 600 miles. It will happen. It's happened in the past, and we don't want that one. Sorry, I didn't set up my YouTube stuff or my internet stuff, so you bear with me here real quick. Weather-wise, everything looks quiet unless you live in Michigan and Wisconsin. So we'll take a look at that, and then we'll take a look at some freight going on. So let me get the websites up here, get logged in, and then we'll go over the comments. This will not be a long live feed. I know I say that, but I'm expecting a pretty important call at about 8 o'clock, and then after that, I'm going to go. I'll have a conversation with the boss man, and then we'll go get our DOT physical. So, and I'll do a video on that. That'll probably be on the members only side See what's the other one I need. Okay, DAT 123 and weather service. Cool. All right. So, but today is December 23rd. We're almost done with 24. So hopefully you're staying warm. You got your cup of coffee if you're a coffee drinker. If you're not a coffee drinker, then what are you doing with your life? You people mystify me. Actually, I went last year, I think around this time, I went without coffee for, well, there's one period that I actually went 30 days without coffee and actually did okay with it. So it's not like I'm not like on Pale Rider level coffee addiction. But at the same time, it's nice having something warm in the morning. But what I did do, I replaced it with tea. I did green tea. That's what I did. So I wasn't completely caffeine free, but for the most part, I feel pretty good. Now, I did partake in some holiday eating yesterday, so I don't feel the greatest, but I didn't go completely off the rails, but I definitely wasn't as strict as I normally am. So, but you don't care about that, do you? You want to look at the weather. You don't care about my life. That's fine, and I'm okay with that. So let's take a look. There's where all the bad weather stuff is. Of course, Northern California there, and we got Michigan, Wisconsin, upstate New York, Hampshire, Vermont, and New Hampshire, and then parts of Maine, which that's no surprise. But then looks like Maryland and a little bit of West Virginia is doing their thing. Let's see what are these gray blocks here? Air quality alert. I don't know what that's about. And then you got some wind up here in Minnesota, Wisconsin. So not too bad. Unless you're in these areas. So yeah, winter weather advisory in Michigan, Wisconsin. Illinois seems to be fine. Little tippy tip of Indiana, just the tip. And then most of New York. So, but anyways, that's what's going on there. Let's read the comments and then we'll get into the freight, see where all the loads are at. Rookie Trucker, good morning. How you doing, man? How you doing, Justin? Cheap Freight Hauler, Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Good morning from Wildwood, Florida, says Randy. Desert Okie Pam, good morning. Where are the $5 loads at? Those are the ones that will cancel at the last minute. TK, hey now. Oh. Yeah. WCF Invader, good day to you all. Viking Metalheads, there you go. CDN, Merry Christmas, Steve. Enjoy the holidays. Wishing you a fantastic 2025. Thank you, CDN. I'm very grateful for you as a friend. Now, CDN has been active on his channel again, so make sure you go check out his channel and learn something about the other side. See how the brokers live. Gary Cook, Merry Christmas to all. Gary, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing better than you were a few months ago. Josh Vegan, howdy. Okay, fellows, it's time to start Christmas shopping. I actually did. I finished up mine. Not yesterday. Friday. Was it Friday? No, it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday was a busy day for me. Did that. So, Josh Vegan, the caffeine is a hard drug to kick. It is. But I also know that my body will tell me when I've had enough. Like I've actually made myself sick from caffeine. That was back when I was younger. And I think that the best way to do it is to go from coffee to tea to green tea to to herbal tea, and then you're done. It's kind of like, the caffeine in green tea is a more steady low burn versus the jolt of a monster drink or whatever. But I mean, if you're tired, you're tired. I mean, I've had monster drinks and then been able to fall right asleep. So I mean, of course, I don't do the monster drinks anymore. That stuff's horrible for you. But a lot of people still rely on them, and I think the coffee ones are the only ones that I could drink anyways. The other ones tasted like crap. So like Red Bull, vile. I'm sure a lot of people say that about coffee as well. I'll do it tomorrow. Cheap freight. Roamland Services. Good morning. I quitting caffeine when the headaches hurt too much. That's where the green tea comes in, because that withdrawal is no joke, right? And I didn't really experience that. And sometimes in my life, if I'm having like in the truck, when I was in the truck, there were times when I didn't brew my coffee in the morning. I didn't go and get a coffee, and I seem to be okay. It's not something that I'm like frantically looking for in the morning, like a drug addict. Food was my addiction, But anyways, um, let's see. Let's take a look at the markets here now. I went over this a little bit on Friday, but there will be low cancellations. So if you booked yourself, like I've noticed a few of our drivers have booked ahead, and I imagine that today Jeff or I will get emails or text messages or calls saying that, hey, that load just canceled, here's another one. And so and then there are places that stop receiving like first thing tomorrow morning, like from there until Thursday. So you might be sitting. I'm dealing with that right now with one of the trucks. It was unexpected, but it's one of these multi-stop loads, and the last customer on the last stop is not cooperating. So hopefully we'll get some sympathy from them. So I mean, and that's going to happen. If you're, let's say you're in Columbus, Ohio, trying to get home to, I don't know, Kansas City, you may not be able to find anything going directly to Kansas City, or you might be able to find something that delivers Kansas City on Thursday. You can go home under that load, but let's say you live in St. Louis, and the only load going to Missouri is Kansas City, and that delivers Thursday. That would work because St. Louis is on the way. But if it delivered St. Louis on Thursday and you're trying to be home to Kansas City by Christmas, what are you going to do? You're not going to sit on that load. You're just going to go home. So little things like that you have to take in consideration. One of the biggest challenges of self-dispatch spot market freight is the holidays, especially when the holiday lands on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Now, I don't know what day Christmas lands on next year. So it's usually a little bit easier if it's a Friday or Monday. Usually you can be done with everything by Wednesday and then get home on Thursday, and then you're good until, if it's on a Friday, then you're good until Monday. And then I usually like those kind of Christmas holidays because then I could leave out with something on the 26th and be home in time for New Year's. Or I could leave out on the 28th and then work over New Year's, because New Year's was not a big deal for me. So be like Popeye and eat your spinach. So it says Gary Cook. So, all right. So let's take a look. This is Van. California is green. Texas is green. Everything else is red. So out of these states, these western states, freight will not be looking good. So hopefully you've managed a way home. And let's take a look at Montana. Let's take a look at inbound freight going into Montana. See if they're paying anything. $2.28 a mile to go to Montana. Missoula. 201 a mile to go from Wisconsin to Montana. That seems low. Yeah, it's been as high as 31.57. 2,700 is the normal for cargo chief. And yeah, so that needs to come up a little bit. Nothing that is worth working over Christmas. Of course, finding outbound freight is going to be difficult. Here's one for today. They're putting some money on this one. Chemical and related products, 12,000 pounds. Make sure it's not freeze protect because it's only 750 miles, so you won't sit on it too long. We'll pick it up today, deliver it Thursday. So that's not too bad. So that's a good holiday load if you're working over Christmas. But getting out Montana, that's going to be a challenge. So let's take a look at a good area. Let's take a look at Missouri. SST, what's up? Caffeine headaches are the living worst. With all that red wash over into California over the next couple of weeks. Yes. Yeah, so that's a good point. So basically what happens is this softens this whole area. Now, what makes it a little bit different is that a lot of trucks will not go to California, and a lot of carriers won't let their trucks go to California. So with that being said, that helps a little bit. So let's take a look at outbound California. Bring this up here. Highest paying outbound. A lot of stuff for today with no price on it. $1.91 to go to New Jersey. Yeah, I don't think so. $2 a mile to go to Maryland. $2.25 to go to Salt Lake. That's not too bad. But then getting out of Salt Lake will be a challenge. So let's click on this one. I'll show you what I mean. Looks like it picks up today at 10 a.m. delivers tomorrow. 648 miles. So depending on what time it delivers tomorrow. There's 50 loads out of Salt Lake going anywhere. So that's not too bad, actually. But you're not, well, I mean, here's one going to Idaho for $2.69. $1.98 to go to Arizona. So you can do a quick triangle for the entire weekend. But just know that if you take this Salt Lake to Tempe and you live in Arizona, you might be going home empty because this load might cancel. But not a whole lot for tomorrow. There's only like 2 loads for tomorrow. So you're going to be sitting a day anyways if you take this load. So, but there is some outbound freight out of Salt Lake. 306 a mile to go from California to Colorado. Let's take a look at this one. Picks up at 1 p.m. today. It's got one stop in Denver, one stop in Fort Collins. Let's see how many miles. 1,085 miles. That would be a good weekend load, or 2-day load to take you over the holiday weekend. But then you got to look at the weather as well, and then also, what are you going to get out of Fort Collins? Is this heavy? No, 24,000 pounds. Not too bad. Plumbing supplies, so you don't have to worry about the mountains too much. That's not too bad. Christmas should be on a Thursday next year. Thank you, Mrs. A. But no, I don't think California reacts the same way that like Georgia does. Georgia's softened because of the Florida market. And PA and New York are softened because of the Northeast market, as you can see up here. So, volumes will be down. Let's check the AT volumes here real quick. California's got let's refresh this. California's got 903 in and 1467 out. Arizona's kind of lower. So let's take a look at this California freight. Let's do this here. Let's look at outbound. Okay, let's remove this one. Proceed. Got 1,400 loads coming out of California, the whole state. So let's look for highest paying load today posted. Posted rate. Let's see. Highest rate is Los Angeles to Bethlehem, New Hampshire, $7,000. TQL's got that. San Leandro, California to Jacksonville, Florida, $245 a mile, 6,800. Oh, that's a team load, the New Hampshire one. So not bad on everything's over north of $2 a mile, so that's good. Except for this one going to the Bronx. Yeah, right. So this is all for today. Now for tomorrow, let's look at the volumes for tomorrow. 286. That's a last minute market, folks. There's only 286 loads scheduled to come out. That's posted for tomorrow. Out of California, the entire state of California. So things are going. That shows me that things are going to drop off rapidly as the day goes out today. So just be aware of that. And I imagine it'll be like that with anywhere. Let's do Texas. Almost 2,000 loads coming out of Texas today. Tomorrow, 374. So that see, I put out a little YouTube short of a nugget that I said about knowing your information. And this is what I'm talking about. If you don't have your load booked today, tomorrow is going to be a slugfest. It's going to be a slugfest. And we could do this with any state. Let's do Missouri. Missouri for today. 468 loads. Missouri for tomorrow. 60. And it's all the mega brokers: RXO, Coyote, Transfix, JB Hunt, TQL. So hopefully you got something lined up, because tomorrow is going to be a slugfest. More than likely you'll be deadheading home if you're trying to get home for Christmas. Or even if you're not, you might as well just go home and at least spend time with family instead of working. And we could do this all day long. Let's do Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania for today. 963 loads. For tomorrow, 205 for the entire state of PA. Do Illinois? All right. $1,213 loads for today. And 189 tomorrow. So, yes, it's going to be a slugfest tomorrow. So, SST holidays that fall on Wednesday are not ideal. That's true. Not to curse Christmas or anything. I'm partial to long weekends. Yes, I am. I am too. Instead of a weekend, it becomes an interruption, right? Holiday, especially if you're trying to run business. The holiday is just an interruption when it's on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And this is why CDN has talked about it. This is why you can't sit there and base your costs off of 30 days a month, because there are times when you're not going to run. Even if you're out, you got costs that happen. Like if let's say you're delivering in Wisconsin and it was supposed to deliver today, and you get to the receiver and they're like, yeah, we're not going to load you till Thursday morning. Well, guess what? Now you're getting what, $250 a day to sit. And so if you're idling your truck, that costs money. If you're getting a hotel, that costs money. You're not working, but you're still out there, with expenses, either the hotel and food or idling or parking. Those expenses are still happening. That 250 is meant as sorry. It's not meant to pay the bills. It's meant to say, we're sorry. A few years back, I put together 3 partials for a little more than double the 15 a day, and that's how we spent our New Year's. That's a good idea. Hopefully you can do that again. I'm thankful for the Prince of Peace, who has helped me through every hardship I have went through and allowed me to overcome every obstacle I've intentionally put in front of myself. Amen, WCF Invader. Amen. Drivers that do drive in the holidays, hopefully you don't have a breakdown. That would suck. Yes, that's the other challenge. Getting a tow. I mean, there ain't going to be a shop open. I think MHC Kenworth might be open on Christmas in Springfield, but a lot of these shops, like COVID killed a lot of the 24/7 shops. They made them to where now you're lucky if they're open till noon on Saturday. But yes, that's it seemed like a lot of my bigger breakdowns always happened on a weekend. Unfortunately, but yes, that's a great point, Gary. If you have a breakdown, even a blown tire is going to cause some issues. So it's going to spend, you might be 8 hours. So, that's why to me, it was worth it to be home and not go after those rates that you used to be able to get. Now, there was a time that you can make some really good money in the last 2 weeks of the year. That made it worth it to stay out. But at this point, they've fixed that by leveling everything out. And that's kind of what we deal with right now. So mark my words, 1 or 2 of you watching this feed is going to have to deadhead home because your load will cancel, or you're going to be sitting for a few days, at least a couple. If I had been running my truck this week, I would have basically landed home on Friday or landed home on Monday today, and then I'd be done with the week, because that's how I design my business. Maybe leave out with something on Friday, the 27th, if something popped up. And then in the next 2 weeks, you got a lot of inventory that's going on. So a lot of warehouses that normally ship aren't shipping or receiving. So, and that stuff slows down. The Walmart stuff slows down. The Dollar General stuff slows down. But then halfway through January, the spring rush will start, as far as like the first things. The beginning of February, you're going to start seeing signs of the lawn and garden type materials, mulch, bricks, things that could be stored outside. You'll start seeing those ship. And but right now, all the clothing, the spring line clothing and all that stuff is in the box stores right now in the warehouses. Make sure I didn't get a text. Mark says I could be stuck in Richmond, Virginia. I get empty tomorrow at 12. See what happens. Yeah, that could That could be what. Where are you trying to get home to, Mark? I'll look it up here. If you're trying to get home, if you're just trying not to, if you're just trying to keep working, then we can look at that too. I've heard UPS peak season hasn't been that good this year. It was in Facebook, so it had to be true. Yes, it's probably absolutely true if it's on Facebook. Dan's Trucking and Outdoor Adventures. If I can't find something local to put on my deck today, I'll just take advantage of no rain to work on the truck. There you go. My favorite is the holiday travelers that never venture into a freeway until the holidays, right? Yeah, that's the other thing. Traveling is going to be some places it's going to be easier. Truck parking will be easier, but however, you will have a lot of people on the interstate that don't know the etiquette, that don't know the rules, that don't drive the interstate but once or twice a year, and so that tends to make things a little bit, you know. So, no, trying to get home just to make money. Where you live at, Mark? Buck Brown. Merry Christmas. The USPS I heard had a problem. Yeah, they've always got problems. There were a lot of post office loads that I saw. I've actually done a few in the last month because a lot of the carriers that they use, like there was one carrier that basically went bankrupt that they used, and so they've had to get that out in the spot market a little bit. We got a driver running a bunch of post office stuff up in the Northeast. So let's look at Richmond, Virginia, going home. Or is Richmond where you live? For tomorrow? You live in Mexico? Okay, Sony, Bordertown, Laredo, El Paso, or Phoenix. Okay. So let's do this. We'll do states. We'll do Arizona and Texas. Apply. Search. One load. It's going to Carrollton. Yeah. Hanover, PA, and it's 8+ hour posting. So now this might wake up later. Let's expand our radius. That's the other thing. You need to expand. The radius a little bit. So let's do 250 miles here. That only adds a second load up there. Granville to Plainview, Texas. That's not a border town. That is 1,600 miles. So then you deadhead from Plainview. By the time you deliver this, there might be something going to Laredo. Of course, the rate sucks too on these. So yeah, it's not looking good for you, my friend. Didn't Landstar run mail runs during Christmas season? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there were some dedicated agents on it, but I never found them. But most of the mail runs I did were as a company driver, and then I've done a few of them in the spot, and they were basically sometimes they're your only option for a go home load. I've delivered here the post office here a couple of times, several times. I do not miss driving I-70 in Missouri during daytime hours. Oh yeah, and I sold my trailer. All I got left is 5 super singles mounted on wheels. If anyone's interested, you got those on Facebook there. My nursery's doing some differently this year. Some things differently this year. Hoping to start spring season early. Lots of destroyed yards around here. Landscapers are having their best winter ever. Well, hopefully that pans out for you. You have a plan, so that's good. All righty. So let's take a look at Wisconsin. Wisconsin's usually a good market. 2,500 to go to Boulder today. Sparks, Nevada, $1.74 a mile to go to Sparks, Nevada. Why is that so low? Huh. That's interesting. It's been kind of low for a minute. A lot of stuff for Thursday. 304 to go to Mississippi. That's not bad. 3,000 to go from La Crosse to Meridian, Mississippi. 41,000 pounds. Profit per day is 12.23 on that one. 2-day run. There you go. After fuel and carriers cut, 12.23 a day. That's not a bad run, unless they throw some extra stops or whatever. That doesn't deliver. Although that picks up Thursday, that probably won't deliver till Monday. So now you divide that by 4 instead of by 2. Not great. Unless you're trying to get home to Mississippi for the weekend. Maybe you're working over the holiday, but then the weekend is when you celebrate, which a lot of people do that. Good morning, DIY Semi. Merry Christmas to you. Man, check out DIY's channel. He stole a trailer. He's a thief. And he does a video about it. I'm loading now in Sheridan, Arkansas. Evidently, there's a golf course in Tallahassee that needs bunker sand ASAP. There you go. And then from there, you go home, right? All right, let's take a look at reefer freight. And I don't know how long you've been watching DIY, but I went over the DAT volumes for today versus tomorrow, and they're all like you're seeing volumes go like in the state of Texas, 2,000 loads to 200 loads from today to tomorrow. So hopefully you got all your trucks booked up for today, because picking up tomorrow will be a challenge, or looking for loads tomorrow will be a challenge. All right, highest paying load. Well, actually, let's go by pickup date. See if there's a lot for today coming out of New Mexico. Not a whole lot. Highest paying load coming out is 3,800 to go to Youngstown, Ohio. Put you in a good market. That doesn't happen until Friday. Be a good get out of the house after Christmas holiday kind of load if you live in New Mexico. Roswell to Manchester, Tennessee. So take a look at Wisconsin. $4.39 a mile to go from St. Cloud to Weberville. That's today. $4.34 a mile to go to PA. Picking up today, and that's it. There's only 2 loads coming out of Wisconsin on the 123 load board. Picking up today. Actually, no. Let's sort this by posted date. Never mind. Hold on. Pickup date. Oh, that's an old posting. We know that. Oh, there's several for today. They just didn't post rates on them. $2,500 to go to Maryland. Palletized paper. The van or reefer load. This, I do have this on reefer, yeah. No, I've not listened to them yet. Need to do that. Yes, you do. That new trailer is sweet. Yes, it is. Wabash. Look, I like Wabash. I originally wanted to buy a Wabash when I bought my first trailer, and the Wabash sales guy wasn't like here in locally. Didn't want to give me the time of day, and so a year later when I had to bring my trailer in to get repaired, they're asking me like, "Well, why'd you go all the way to Michigan to buy a trailer that's not a Wabash?" I'm like, "Well, because your sales guy wouldn't give me the time of day." He's like, "Oh," I said, "You guys dropped the ball on that." And now, ironically, I've been helping another driver deal with the Wabash dealer here in Springfield, and he's actually a nice guy. I don't know if it's the same guy I dealt with, but he's bending over backwards for our driver. But I like Wabash trailers in general. Happy holidays, everyone. And so Wabash with carrier unit, that's that. I would trust carrier over Thermo King. That's just me. There you go. Randy says my new Wabash is waiting for me to pick it up. And we'll have to hit the Mexican dinner place, right? Oh no, you want the Brazilian steakhouse. That's what you want. And we'll do that, Randy. All right. So this is your reefer market. Of course, it's all over the place. It looks like a checkerboard. Of course, the Midwest to New York from Wisconsin. Then, yeah, so. And then flatbed step deck. I've been really kind of surprised with the flatbed step deck rates here lately. Let's take a look at Georgia. That's usually got the biggest volumes. Let's sort this by highest rate per mile. Ooh, 756 a mile to go from Georgia to Florida, of course. A lot of $400 or $500 jobbies. Here's 1,700 to go from Marietta to Shady Hills. All going to Florida. So let's do this by highest rates. Here where the long haul stuff's going on this in this world here. Another one going to Florida. No, California. Sorry. Georgia to Pebble Beach, California, 5,800. Cargo Chief's got this at 43. 40,000 pounds. And then we'd want to check the outbound. But then everything else is, why is that one paying so much higher than the others? Almost $2. Like we're not even breaking $2 a mile on this stuff. Well, here's one. Freeport, New York for 286 a mile, $2,500 for 2 days work. $1.69 to go to Minnesota. $1.62. So all your money is either going to California, Florida, or Northeast. All right. Might have to take this. Hold on. Okay. All right. I like the lock rods on a Wabash. Florida's making it difficult. Yep. They make everything difficult. Have they begun to rebuild North Carolina? They're trying. Music City Transport, good morning. Thinking about new trailer is in my plans for next year, struggling between a decked out utility or saving the $15K and getting a basic trailer. Shannon, good morning. Hope you're doing all right. I haven't called and checked on you in a while, so hopefully you're doing okay. All righty, people. You're very late. In fact, you're so late that we're ending this feed. So guys and gals, there's the information. 48065 if you want to try out the 122 low board yourself. You don't need a DOT number to do it. Don't take my word for it. Try it out 30 days for free using my code. If you feel inclined, information to donate to the channel is there. Be a good Christmas gift, but I don't deserve it. So anyways, I hope all is well. Hope you do okay. Hope you don't get stranded. Hope your truck works good. Hope you get home for the holidays or at least make a lot of money not being home. But remember, family first. Hope all is well. Merry Christmas. And look for a video on the member side about my DOT physical. With that being said, peace. Strike for today, over tomorrow.